What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to be talking about the question of whether you have to do well in school, get good grades, or have a high IQ or above average IQ to do well in society. Well, first off, it depends on what you mean by success, but almost in every field, generally, you typically do not need these things. If you're talking success in life in terms of having a good family, having people respect you, being a good person, um, for sure, no. As far as what people are most concerned about, it's mostly the idea that you won't get a good job, you won't make a lot of money, you won't do well financially and be a success. And from all the articles, videos, documentaries, books I've read about the topic and so forth, I found that it is not true. Obviously, though, many of these people are outliers in the fact that they may be 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000 of the people who failed school, who did well. But it's possible for sure. And I think one thing that you can take from them that you can do yourself, out of the many things you can do, is have belief in yourself. Don't give up hope that you are destined to eternal failure because you're failing school, or you're getting bad grades in school, or you're not doing well in math, or you're rejected from all these jobs. And today and yesterday, I read articles, watched videos from people, and these aren't the first cases I've seen, both of them who are recent billionaires, one not so recent, who illustrate this concept through and through. And I think this is one of the biggest things that large nations have failed to take into account when developing their system, their economic system. And one of the reasons that America, somewhat fortuitously, not because they realize this, but for whatever reason, like many things in life, just stumbled across, which has allowed people, and China's opened up as well to create this, and allowed people who failed in school or did poorly in math to do well. So without further ado, the first example is Bill Barman. And he's not the first. There's another book I've yet to read. It's on my Amazon wish list, which you can find on my blog. But basically, it is Bill Barman is a man who went through many obstacles in life and eventually became a billionaire. He was told he could not walk, and he was paralyzed from the waist down for the rest of his life. He was a dropout in school, did horribly in all his classes, got poor grades, and did all these, was around gang members, and the people he was surrounded with, his friends, were not people destined to go anywhere or thought they could go anywhere. Obviously, don't get the wrong message from this, though. Don't think, oh, well, that's okay. Now I can just frivolously go off and not do anything in school, and I still have a chance. No, you will probably have a much higher chance at succeeding if you try your hardest in school and try really, really hard to learn as much as you can in school, even if your grades do not reflect this or you do poorly. Do not use this as a crutch or excuse not to try hard in school. Bill Barman is also a great example. He was told, hey, you can't walk anymore. Hey, you are failing school, and you will not amount to much. He was actually told by the I think it was the friend or sister of his future wife, that he was not worth marrying or even being a boyfriend of this woman, because he was a dropout. He was worth nothing. He would never amount to much. He could never graduate college. And he used that as motivation to graduate from college. And I think he then went on to postgraduate school of some sort. And what he did was I think he posted a picture of that girl on a 3x5 index card on his in his room every day to motivate him to stay there and continue studying. So these people use these obstacles to continue to achieve things and learn and grow. Don't use these as crutches or excuses to just fall into a place of lethargy and laziness. That's the opposite of what I want here. And so, that's the story in a nutshell. There's much more to it. Bill Barman himself, he was told, he didn't believe, he wouldn't accept the fact that he was paralyzed. So from the first day, he started doing all these like physical rehab exercises on top of what the doctors told him to do. And he finally started being able to move his toes. And then when he showed his doctor and showed everyone, they were like, well, that's very peculiar and impossible what you've accomplished. But still, there will be no chance that you'll ever be able to move your legs, ever. You'll be paralyzed from the waist down. He was told all these horribly negative things, all these things, limiting beliefs, like you will never be able to accomplish this. Again and again, even after accomplishing these things, and he still would not, back down. So I think one of the factors is this constant belief that, hey, it is possible. Another example is Jack Ma of Alibaba, who recently IPO'd, and his company Alibaba is the largest market cap IPO in history, of hundreds of billions of dollars. And he started out not knowing how to program, and creating a group of like 17 people who also didn't know how to program to create such a company. Now, how he was able to do that and not pay them and trust that they wouldn't steal his ideas is another thing. He's obviously, if you watch the documentary Crocodile in the Yangtze about Alibaba, you'll find that he's a very, very charismatic individual, to the extent similar to Hitler, in my opinion, which may have propelled him to be able to do this. But he overcame a lot of obstacles, and obviously, it's very interesting. I obviously have a lot of ideas myself. The whole fact of getting programmers to do what I want to do without competing, and getting them to sign non-compete agreements, and also not get paid for it, is another feat in itself that I don't know how to be able to accomplish. But this man, just reading this article right here, he did all this stuff. He was constantly rejected from every school he applied to, even grade schools, because he didn't test well in math. He rode his bike for 40 minutes every day just to learn English, and learn from foreign visitors when other people didn't bother to. He applied for 30 companies, rejected from everyone. Applied to Kentucky Fried Chicken, 24 people applied, 23 got the job. He was the only one rejected. He finally became an English school teacher. Didn't make much money, but he had big dreams, high expectations, high visions, and he was very charismatic, very emphatic, to the point of being similar to Steve Jobs or Hitler, even more so. And eventually started this company, had a goal of creating an IPO for 10 years, which he followed with this company for 10 years, finally being able to achieve this goal. He set a plan to be able to do this in like 3 years, was unable to accomplish it because of the tech stock market crash, and he kept with it for another like 7 years, finally IPO'd. Now he IPO'd 4 years after that in the United States, I believe. Amazing story. This English teacher who didn't know how to program at all, rejected from everything, scored poorly in school with grades. That is something that is quite amazing, very much amazing. And so if you are doing poorly in school, don't give up all hope. If you're doing great in school, don't give up hope either. And that's all I really want to say in a nutshell. Obviously, there's a lot more to the story, a lot more details. But maybe if you comment below, I will answer or clarify or give you any more details that you hope. More so, go out and learn yourself. There's plenty of resources free online. As always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.